What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How's it going? It is Jonny Mcfly here from the Los Pollos Amiibos. You might know us from our podcast, from our Twitch, from our Ustream, from our Twitter, from our Facebook, from our YouTube. Los Pollos Amiibos. Back in the day, I used to run a review show on one of my old channels called Johnny Topside Reviews. We're going to just go ahead and continue on with that tradition, but instead it's just going to be the Los Pollos Amiibos present Jonny Mcfly's reviews. So, and this week we're going to go ahead and roll on, and I just went and I watched the Age of Ultron, and just, spoiler alert, I'm not a huge comic book buff. I like them. I like the stories that I don't, read. I only know from what people and friends have told me, because I got some friends who are really, really into it. So, for context, I've seen Avengers 1, I've seen Captain America 1 and 2, I've seen all the Iron Mans for the most part. I fell asleep during 3, I think, or 2. I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy. I think Ant-Man's a woman abuser and I hate him. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the Age of Ultron 2. Now, where does it stack up for me? I think it's right up there. It's a top-notch movie. It is. I mean, anybody tells you any different, they're lying. Captain America kicks ass. He's my favorite Captain America. He's like taking over the leadership role during this movie. They gave Hawkeye a lot of context, a lot of background. It's fantastic. Hulk is doing Hulk things. Granted, not the biggest Hulk. I don't like the Hulk. It is what it is. But his fight sequence with the Hulk Buster was the best part of the whole movie, to me. And that's why I went and I bought this Hulk versus Hulk Buster t-shirt. I'm not a fan of the Hulk, but man, that fight was badass. I don't want to give any spoilers away. I just think I came away with a real positive view of the movie. A little long, especially if I know they're going for all age groups basically, but even for me as a 29-year-old adult, I was like, Jesus Christ, this thing just keeps going and going and going. How many times can Captain America be thrown out of a plane? How many times can Hulk bust down a wall? How many times can Scarlett Johansson, be? No, she can do it all the time. But for children, it might be just a little bit too long. And the story gets kind of convoluted. It kind of gets jumbled up there for a little bit. I'm not saying the storytelling is not amazing, because it is. But even for, an adult, I'm sitting there, in my head, I'm thinking, man, if I was a 7 or 8-year-old kid, I would be so confused. Why are the good guys fighting some of the good guys? And now the bad guys want to be good guys. And timelines and what's going on with these, certain dream sequences and all this other stuff. And it was just a lot of, it seemed like a lot and it's crazy because the movie was long as shit, but to shove all of that in 2.5 hours, it just seemed like a ton, man. There was a lot to process, a lot to do, they had a lot to cover. And Iron Man doing sweet Iron Man things, and then you got Vision and you got Ultron and how that all came about and what happened to Jarvis, and it's just so much. But I think the pacing was just a little bit off towards the end, because it didn't end abruptly by any means, but it just didn't, it didn't pack that same punch at the end. Now there's a sequence at the end where it had a punch and they missed it. Everybody who's seen the movie, they'll probably know what I'm talking about. They totally had that shot, and it just didn't happen, But overall, the rating system on the Jonny Mcfly review show is going to go like this. We're going to give you 5 cartridges out of 5 cartridges. NES cartridges. A half a point is a rental. So this movie, I would consider 4 cartridges and a rental. Just because that pacing was a little bit off, and like I said, it's a little long in the tooth. But other than that, man, the movie was a solid ass movie. My kids loved it, and I asked my son, 3 or 4 times, hey, you keeping up? Yeah, and he's telling me, yeah, but I'm like, in my head, man, I'm like, maybe he's a fucking genius and I'm just dumb as shit. Because even in my head, I'm just like, what is happening, man? There's so much going on. So, usually we do video game reviews, but hell, man, figured Age of Ultron, brand new, just watched it. I'm going to pop on a review and do that. So now I'm going to go ahead and pretend to know what I'm doing on this computer and see if I can, cut and edit and make it look fancy. As always, we appreciate it. If you can subscribe to Los Pollos Amiibos on YouTube, follow us on Twitch at Los Pollos Amiibos, Ustream at Los Pollos Amiibos. Our Twitter is Pollos Amiibos. We got a Facebook page. we'd appreciate it, man. Me and Jeff we're going in. We're on 100% of this, so I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. As always, take it easy. We'll see you next time, YouTube.